So now what I want to talk about is common noun and adjective errors. So these are the kinds of errors that people often make with nouns and adjectives. And there's three main errors that I want to talk about. There's errors related to capitalization, there's errors related to determiners, and finally there's errors related to possession. So this brings us to our first index card. If you didn't already take notes on this on index cards in class, you should take your index card out now so you can write this down. And on the first side of the card, you'll write capitalization at the top, because that's the one we're going to focus on first. And with capitalization, what you want to do is you want to make sure that you only capitalize the following. So you want to capitalize words at the beginning of the sentence. That's the most obvious. There's also a pronoun you always capitalize, and that's the pronoun I. And finally, you want to always capitalize proper names of people, places, companies, products, etc. So if you need to pause the video now to write this down, feel free to do that. And then you want to turn your card to the other side. On the other side, we're going to write a couple of examples. So here's an example of a sentence that has some capitalization errors in it that we need to fix. So look at that for a second and think, what are the words that need to be fixed? Well, the first word that needs to be fixed is the word we, which of course needs to be capitalized because it's the first word of the sentence. Then we also need to fix the word mom. And the reason for that is you do sometimes capitalize words like mom and dad and grandma and grandpa, but you only capitalize them if they're being used as names. So, for example, if you said, I talked to mom last night, that would be using mom as a name, and so you would capitalize that use of mom. But if you say my mom, that's no longer being used as a name, so you wouldn't capitalize that. The next word that we need to fix here is the word Perkins, because that's the proper name of a restaurant, so we would capitalize that. And the last word that we would fix is the word lunch, because that is not a proper noun. It's not a proper name of something, so it does not need to be capitalized. Another example, my sister Maggie lives in Arkansas, so I don't see her very often. In this sentence, think for a second about what words need to be fixed. And of course, once again, we need to capitalize the first word of the sentence. We also need to capitalize the proper name of my sister, which is Maggie, so we capitalize that. We also need to capitalize the proper name of a state, which is Arkansas, so we'll capitalize that. And finally, again, we always need to capitalize the pronoun I, so we capitalize that. All right, so that's capitalization.